Salutations, my fellow sensei, KamiSensei here. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video. Today I'm trying something different. This is going to be my first ever video game review. I wanted to talk about Spider-Man for the PS4, man. This game, it's great already, alright? That's all I gotta say. This game was brilliant. I had the most fun playing this game that I ever had in a while. Before we get started, I do want to say that this is going to be spoiler-filled video. I'm going to talk about all the spoilers, so if you haven't played the game yet, if you haven't beat it, you might want to run for your life. I'm going to be dropping some crazy stuff on this video. So yeah, but if you did finish the game, or if you didn't and you don't care, stick around and watch it, man. You might enjoy what you have to hear. Maybe you want to play it for yourself, but hey, spoilers in this video, so you guys better get on if you want to go. And also, before we get started, I wanted to say congratulations to Insomniac Games. You guys really killed this game, man. Like, oh my god, what a game, man. Insomniac Games, congratulations. I'm gonna give you one of these real quick. I'm clapping, aren't I? Yeah. Much better. So yeah, Spider-Man PS4, what can I say, man? This game has some of the best action I've ever seen in a game. It has some of the best graphics I've ever seen in a game in a long time. Okay, first of all, for me to describe this game is like a mixture of the Batman Arkham series and the old Spider-Man 2 from the GameCube, and they just came together like this, right? And they just had a baby. They was like this, having babies and stuff. That's what this game is. It's basically a mixture of those two games, and it is fun as shit. I think it's even better than the Arkham series. It's better than Spider-Man 2 because another game's outdated. It still have a special place in my heart, but it's outdated, so of course a lot of things are going to be better than that. It's more like Batman, the Arkham series, more for its combat aspects, and the storytelling of it, it kind of gives off more of that Batman Arkham vibe. But for the web swinging and the small details that they put in the game, that kind of reminds me more of the Spider-Man 2. So like that's why I said that both these games, it's like both those games just came together and it made a beautiful baby. Now I got some pros and cons. There is some cons to this game. It's not a perfect game. There are little small things that kind of like really bug me a little bit, but first I want to get to the pros. The graphics are insane. These are some of the best graphics I've seen in a long time. This is one of the most beautiful games I played in a long time. They got New York down to the T. I've never even been to New York, but I watch movies. And they got New York down looking nice and spiffy. The web swinging in this game is really amazing. It makes you feel like you're just like Spider-Man. The way you can freestyle while doing the web swinging, you can run up the walls like this, run up the wall, and then you jump over, and then you pull yourself and catapult to the other side, and then you do a nosedive down, and then you just start swinging again. He does like this little spin that flicked the momentum. Oh my god, this game. They give you out so many small details that really help this game more. Like when you go to the web swing, you can actually see Spider-Man's hand form the shits so he could web sip. Like they actually took the time to make that smallest detail come out, and it really helps, and it makes it so good. The other small detail they have is that when you're web swinging and when you're taking a phone call from somebody, you could actually hear this man grunt. I kid you not. And in the same call, if you land on a building, you talk normal. He's like, oh yeah, hey, what's up guys? But then when you're swinging, he's like, yeah, I'll be right there. Hold him off. Like, they really took the time to make Yuri Lowenthal doing this, bro. By the way, the voice acting in this game, Yuri Lowenthal, you have to hear this. Yuri, if you're watching this, please, how are you doing? You became one of my favorite Spider-Mans. I think you are my favorite Spider-Man. I think you're the top #1 for me for my favorite incarnation of Spider-Man that there is. I'd put you at the top, bro. You should be proud. This is an honor to be on my top Spider-Man list, man. You just took over Josh Keaton from the Spectacular Spider-Man series. You guys watch that shit? Because that shit's good. And yeah, man, Laura Bailey, you also did a great job as Mary Jane. Usually I don't like her character, and I actually liked her in this game, which I want to get into. They made Mary Jane some kind of journalist instead of being like an actor or a club owner that she usually is. They actually put her to be kind of a journalist, kind of like how Eddie Brock is in that new Venom. She wants to get deep in the story. She does some crazy ass stuff just to get the hottest story out. And that aspect of her character made me actually like her, and usually I don't like Mary Jane at all. And yeah, man, Laura Bailey, good shit. Yuri Lowenthal, man, I salute you. Now let me get to some of the cons. Now, like I said, the cons are very small. It doesn't really make it a bad game. They're just some of the stuff that really bugged me. I will say that there are a lot of Mary Jane missions in this game. This game, you play as Spider-Man, and then sometimes you play as Mary Jane to do like these recon stealth missions, and you play as Miles. same thing, you're doing like these recon stealth missions. And I would say that they put a lot of Mary Jane missions in here, and a lot of them kept the repetitive, I can't even speak, a lot of them kept the same, they repeated the same things, and it gets kind of boring after a while. There was only one good one, and it's after you get the tase gun, and you're able to tase people, that really made it fun, and that's the very last Mary Jane mission. So I do feel like there was a lot, and that was kind of the down spot of the game, like it wasn't really that good. The Miles one was okay because there wasn't that many of them. I think there was only like 3, maybe. But for Mary Jane, I think there was like 5 or 6. Like there was a lot, and that kind of really bugged me. And yeah, that's just, it's a little small thing, man. But yeah, besides that, her character's good. But during that stuff, she kind of pissed me off. She was always getting in trouble too, like always. She's always getting herself some shit. Now I go on saying that this game is beautiful, but this game did have some bugs during the web swinging stuff. Dude, there was one time where I was swinging through, like I was swinging, and I don't know if I have this on footage, but if I do, then I'll put it up. But I was swinging, and I swear I got stuck on the wall, and I couldn't even move. I was like stuck in the wall crawling position, and I couldn't even move. And I got so mad, I had to close the application and turn it on just so I could freaking play because I was stuck, and that really pissed me off. There are some bugs in here. There's even a bug where I accidentally bumped into a lamp, and I dragged the lamp into a door, and it just went into the next room. And like, I was like, what the fuck? I think I got that on footage, so I'll show you that one. But yeah, there are a little bit bugs in here. There's probably more, but I can't really think of any right now. Now, these 2 last cons, I think, are ones that could have really made the game better. I played this game on the hardest difficulty, and it wasn't challenging at all. Like, none of the boss fights were challenging. I think the only one I had the last problem was the last boss fight. I only had one problem with him, but the rest were all pretty easy. You get to know what to do later. And that's another, they weren't challenging at all. They were all the same. All you do is web them up, boom, 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 and then start wailing on them. Like, I feel like they could have done some more crazy stuff. I liked how the Shocker boss fight had some of the stuff where you had to dodge him until he like got tired and you throw the thing at him and you start beating him up. Like, that was kind of cool, but all the other ones are pretty the same thing. I feel like they could have changed it up, could have made the game a little better. I'm not saying it's bad. The boss fights are good, they're hella fun, but they just feel the same a lot. The Shocker and Vulture boss fight, those are really good, but during the other ones, they're pretty the same. Another thing, I thought this game was going to have way more QuickTime events. After I played the first fight, when I fought Kingpin and I seen the QuickTime events, I was so excited for it. I thought I was going to do way more QuickTime event boss fights, but there wasn't barely any QuickTime events at all. Most of the fights are kind of like little cutscenes and stuff, but I was hoping to be able to do some crazy ass freaking moves and doing the QuickTime events. And also, the QuickTime events are not even really QuickTime events. You have to wait for the circle to like glow green or some shit, and that's when you push the button to activate it. I feel like it would have been way better if they let you, like, right when you see the button, just tap that and it'll activate the QuickTime event. Instead of doing that way, it kind of made it slow and not really freaking intense. If they would have did that stuff and made you do literally QuickTime events, I don't see why they didn't do that, but it's whatever. The game is still good either way. Those are my cons to the game. Yeah, that's not really that bad. What could I say, dude? Like, Insomniac Games really went out for this game. Now let me get into the story aspect of the game. The story is about Peter Parker, and Aunt May works for this dude named Martin Lee, and they open up this shelter called Feast, and it brings all these homeless people together. And Norman Osborn is up to some crazy ass shit, trying to make like this freaking, like a medicine or some shit called the Devil's Breath. And it turns out that it can actually release a virus that could kill, like, affect a lot of people and kill them and stuff like that. And Martin Lee's trying to get that, and he's trying to prove, because he has a grudge against Norman Osborn, and he's just trying to prove to everybody, because Norman Osborn is the good old mayor. He's a great guy. He's just trying to prove that Norman isn't who he says he is. And Peter doesn't work at the Bugle in this game. He works for Dr. Otto Octavius, Dr. Octopus. And during the whole game, you see the relationship build, and you see it kind of falling down, because as the game progresses, Otto is slowly becoming Dr. Octopus. And I just loved how they did that in the game, man. How they made the relationship grow so much that it was way painful to fight him for the final boss. Spoiler alert. I told you there's going to be spoilers. Dr. Otto Octavius is the final boss in the game. It's not Martin Lee. Dr. Octopus. But yeah, I really loved how they made that freaking relationship grow, and it was just so hard to fight him. You could just hear it in Yuri Lowenthal's voice when they were fighting. You could just hear the pain of him not wanting to do this to his friend. He called him, they really grew close together where they were each other's friends, and it was just really painful, even for the player, to beat his ass. He had to beat his ass, man, and Dr. Otto Octavius really went crazy, bro. What's the matter with you, man? And then the ending. How are they going to kill off Aunt May like that, bro? They really made Peter choose between saving Aunt May's life or saving the whole city. Like, that shit was so insane, bro. Like, that was so, I did not expect that coming. Insomniac game, you actually made people cry. You made a grown man cry. You made grown men cry. You made people around the world cry. How are you gonna do that? I was not expecting that shit. That was so insane. Why is Insomniac game gonna make you choose like that, dude? They really said, yo, we're gonna make Dr. Octopus and Mr. Negative spread out a sickness to the entire city. And when you find a cure, you either save Aunt May or you save the city. You only have enough. You could either use all of it to save your aunt right now, or you could research it and develop a cure to save the whole city. Like, that was insane to me. Aunt May, rest in peace. You will be missed. Now, the whole final act, the whole final last act for this whole game was all set up. You get set up for Miles Morales becoming Spider-Man. You get the set up for Green Goblin to be in the games of the future game, and you also get it set up for the symbiote to be in the next game in an unexpected way. I don't know if this was done in the comics. I'm not very knowledgeable in the comics, but at the post-credit scene, this game is like a Marvel movie too. It has a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene. In the post-credit scene, you see Norman Osborn was holding Harry the whole time in like this tank, engulfed in like this tank, and the symbiote, what looks like to be the symbiote, is covering them up, and you see their hands touch the glass. That was insane. They did some crazy ass setup for this shit. A lot of people complain about setup, but I actually think the setup really worked well in this game. Miles becomes Spider-Man because Mary Jane, like a dummy, goes snooping around in Norman Osborn's mansion, discovers a hidden lab, and she finds like these radioactive spiders that he's creating because he's trying to make copies of Spider-Man. And I think, and all this he's doing is to find a cure for Harry because Harry is sick. That's why he's engulfed in that tank with the symbiote on him. Harry is sick and dying, and he was hoping that this dragon breath could be the cure for Harry. So Mary Jane is snooping, finds these spiders. Freaking the spider jumps on the glass and startles her. I'm explaining the whole shit for you. I feel bad. Startles her. She falls back, breaks a glass that has spiders in it, and one of the spiders sneak up on her and is on her while she escapes. She comes into contact with Miles. The spider goes on to Miles, bites him. Voila, he becomes Spider-Man. The mid-credit scene was so dope. How they showed Peter, Miles helping Peter move into his new apartment, and then the way Miles reveals that he's becoming Spider-Man, and then Peter reveals that he is Spider-Man. The way he did was just so dope. It's on that game, man. You guys really went out for this game. I had to talk to somebody about this game. I had to spoil it. I'm sorry. I told you. I gave you a warning. But if you guys stuck around, I'm sorry. But yeah, man, all in all, this game is great. The characters are awesome. Very well written. Action-packed. The storyline is amazing. I actually think this is one of the best storylines of Spider-Man I've ever seen. I think it's better than Spider-Man 2. Flame me in the comments, I don't care. I had way more. I just love the aspect of how they made Peter's and Otto's relationship build and made it way more impactful to fight him at the end. Because in Spider-Man 2, they really didn't do that. Harry introduces Peter to Otto. Otto is Peter's like childhood freaking hero. He's like his idol. Peter wants to be like him one day. And they really didn't explore much of that in the movie. But in this one, they made Peter work for Otto and their relationship grow. And it just made it way more impactful to take him down. I think Spider-Man PS4 is the best storyline of Spider-Man I've seen. Better than Spider-Man 2. Better than a lot of things. And that's saying a lot, man. And Insomniac Games, you guys did it. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say for this game. I'm going to give this game on a score level. I want to say 10 out of 10. Because it was a masterpiece. But the Mary Jane shit kind of made it, like a little bit down. I'm probably going to give it like a 9.99. That good? So I'm giving it 9.99 out of 10. But yeah, that's all I had to say for this video. Did you guys like this game? Have you played it? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, I had a lot of fun playing this game. This review stuff, if you want to see more of this, I want to do more. I'm not really good at it. Tell me how I did in the comments below also. And yes, like if you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright? Peace.